She just looked at my face that was struggling not to show the fear I was experiencing, and sighing she told me, "Son, I've just been called for another emergency surgery. I won't be able to take you home. I'll call you a taxi," she informed me, adjusting my school sweater. "Order a pizza for dinner, I'll be late." "Don't stay up," she finished with her instructions, giving me a kiss on the forehead and accompanying me outside the hospital to get into the taxi. "Okay, Mom, but remember, it's 3 gifts now." I joked with a smile, giving her a kiss and a hug goodbye. It was a relief to leave the hospital, but at the same time I couldn't help but feel the urge to scream at her, to ask her to come home with me because I was very scared. But I was reluctant to show my childish weakness, for not knowing how to handle the games that my mind was playing on me with the hallucinations, if that's what they were. I really wanted them to be. What did I want? That they were hallucinations, of course. When I got into the taxi, I realized that the driver was the same one who brought me to the hospital. He noticed it too. He smiled mockingly at me. "The Sleeping Beauty again!" He exclaimed his surprise at seeing me again, waiting for me to get into his car. Inside the taxi, I tried to hide my discomfort at his joke. I settled into the back seat, adjusting the seatbelt, and looked out the window at the cityscape that quickly passed before my eyes. Despite the situation, I felt the excitement of the prospect of a quiet night at home, alone with my pizza and cartoons. However, sitting on the couch with a slice of pizza in my hand, I again experienced that recurring loneliness in my life. Feeling alone, knowing that I am a child with social interaction problems when it comes to hanging out with someone my age. But what I experienced that time became more palpable. It was the celebration of my birthday. Melancholy overwhelmed me. I longed for a more typical experience for someone who had just turned 9. I wanted the connection and acceptance of my peers. I finished my pizza and lay down on the couch for a while, reflecting on my situation. Despite my intelligence and academic achievements, I was still a child who longed for joy and camaraderie. At that moment, I imagined a birthday party with friends, laughter and games, enjoying a cake. The thought made me smile, however it also filled me with a deep longing. Haven't you ever experienced it? No, I'm sure you haven't. I decided to call it a day, and went up to my room, turning on the TV, just as background noise, determined to take a hot bath, looking for a moment of relaxation and disconnection. Did I tell you that I tried to leave the man in the gray coat, inside the MRI chamber, right? Well, what I'm going to tell you next, was exactly how I experienced it. Don't forget it. Immersed in the warm water of the bathtub, I felt a sudden chill. Although only the sound of water droplets resonated in the stillness. Plink plink plink. Then, abruptly everything broke. Plink plink plink. Home. The sound of a car horn startled me. I tried to look towards the light, but it blinded me, causing me to close my eyes for an instant and, when I opened them, I found myself standing in the middle of the street, naked and wet. Among my astonishment, and full of fear, I observed a blinking light in the upper left window of one of the houses. The light stopped, and someone else drew the curtain of the window, and there it appeared again, the man in the gray coat. With exaggerated gestures, he greeted me, pointing to my left, covering his eyes with a mixture of mockery and amazement. I was still paralyzed by the cold and confusion, while panic ran through my body at a dizzying speed. "Leave me alone!" I shouted to him full of fear, knowing that I was at his mercy. "What do you want from me?" I shouted terrified, with the certainty that something bad was going to happen. "Turn around," I heard his whispering voice, but at the same time as clear as if he had been by my side. Then I saw a car approaching menacingly towards me, and instead of hitting me, or throwing me towards the cold concrete, and with it to a certain death, it passed through me, as if the car had been just smoke. I screamed terrified. "Ah!" Followed by a resounding wake-up, in my mind. That forced me to return to reality, kicking in the bathtub. With my heart racing, I tried to calm my breathing, and get out of the water. With unsteady steps, I took the towel and dried myself quickly. Still wrapped in fear, I lay in bed, wearing only my underwear, struggling to hold back the tears of terror that still resonated in me. The shock of that dream, or whatever that experience was to this day, still has me in its grip. It has been one of the most terrifying experiences I had lived until that moment. Yes, as you heard, until that moment. The images of the man in the gray coat and the ghost car continued to float in my mind like fragments of a too real nightmare. It led me to question whether it was a manifestation of my subconscious or something deeper and more disturbing. I closed my eyes, in a futile attempt to find calm, but it was no use. The images returned to me, more vivid and terrifying. I chose to stay awake, fearing what I might find when I closed them again. I would like to believe that all this has been a product of my imagination. To tell you that it turned out to be a lie, a moment of lost lucidity, and perhaps I would have assumed it with pleasure, because the implications of everything that has happened so far being true, well, I don't even want to think about it. I know you don't want to either. Scientific articles talk about night terrors in children, described as something normal. However, I doubt they are just nightmares. The man in the gray coat feels as real as my mom or Solomon, and that's terrifying. Science, with its numbers and theories, offers no explanation for this kind of event. And the questions piled up: what is the meaning of these visions? Why does the man in the gray coat haunt me? And what does that voice that tells me wake up mean? In the end, the fear overcame me. I began to cry inconsolably and full of fear on my pillow, feeling overwhelmed and vulnerable. The background sound of the television fulfilled its purpose. It infiltrated my mind, and dragged me into a deep sleep, a temporary escape from my fears and doubts.